But you know what? If we tried to impeach this guy, there would be such a backlash it would defeat our purpose. I'm affirmatively against trying to impeach him. It would counter our purpose. I want to beat this guy fair and square at the ballot box.
Are there grounds to impeach Obama?
You know, this is an interesting question, and I don't mean that in a coy way. I'm pretty plain spoken about this. Let me say it this way. The thrust of my book, which is the title, Crimes Against Liberty, the title is not intended to be literal crimes, that like he's committed crimes under the legal code, under the criminal code, nor is it intended to convey the idea that he's committed impeachable high crimes and misdemeanors. And I'm not making that case. I mean, we spent 8 quixotic years fantasizing about the impeachment and conviction of Bill Clinton, all for naught. Now, I don't regret advocating that, and I think he had committed felonies, obviously, perjury, etc. But I think we lose our focus on the substantive issues. We got to fight back and beat him back on the substantive issues. And so I'm talking about all the misdeeds he's committed, whether they rise to the level of crimes. They are abuses of power. They are undermining the Constitution and our freedom tradition. Having said all that, let me say that I think he probably has. If we weren't so cynical about our constitutional heritage, if we weren't so lax in enforcing the Constitution, if we didn't routinely appoint and confirm judges that had no respect for the Constitution and rewrite it in their own image all the time, then we could probably say that he's committed impeachable offenses. Now, I don't want to say on this record that I'm advocating impeachment. I don't want to go there. But when you ask me the question, he allocated, or he pledged $140 billion to the IMF. He has no authority to do that as chief executive, and he has even less authority when Congress expressly prohibited him from doing it. Without their authority, he did it anyway, and then he said, I have the authority because I am the chief executive who has constitutional, almost plenary power over foreign policy. Well, what an Orwellian argument. It's not foreign policy, it's glorified foreign aid. Or what about when he threatened to withhold federal stimulus money from Arizona because Senator Kyle said to him, I think maybe since the stimulus money that you've spent to date hasn't really stimulated anything, which by the way was manifestly true, you should consider putting a freeze on the remaining money so as not to further bankrupt us. And he has 4 cabinet secretaries. It had to be Obama or whoever is in control up there, and I happen to believe he is. He's the guy, he's no puppet. Don't ever underestimate that this guy's the ideologue in charge, in my view. Okay, so 4 cabinet secretaries simultaneously fire off independent letters, just coincidentally, to Kyle threatening to withhold Arizona's share of the stimulus money because Kyle had the courage to suggest that he not spend the nation's money. Now, he wasn't suggesting that he forego it. Kyle wasn't. He was just saying something prudent that a politician, that a public official would suggest. And these guys high-handedly, without any constitutional authority, threatened as if it was their money and as if they could punish him personally. I mean, there are so many things this guy has done that are an outrage that I could recite a litany of them, and people might say this is impeach. But you know what? If we tried to impeach this guy, there would be such a backlash it would defeat our purpose. I'm affirmatively against trying to impeach him. It would counter our purpose. I want to beat this guy fair and square at the ballot box.